bro, they gotta put the title on Cody just because there's nobody else. Everything you say with the 2 months and it's forced, it's like, no, they shouldn't. But the fact that there's nobody else, that was really the only reason to do it.
All right, let's talk about shooting from the hip, ladies and gentlemen. So speaking of what you just said, EC3, as far as the fan reaction of Cody Rhodes losing to Roman Reigns. So basically the finish the story was all that they like. That's really all they can muster up from throwing Cody Rhodes 2 months into this big old long bloodline feud, which I'm all for oven feuds. Microwave versus oven. Oven is better when it comes to presenting someone a steak, right? I've said that in Pancakes and Power Slams. And so you got this long feud with the bloodline. You insert Cody Rhodes 2 months in, and you're expecting Cody Rhodes to somehow win the title after this long feud. And so basically right now you have a lot of people saying, well, Cody should have won, and now I can't believe they're going to do the come from behind story and all these critiques. Who's next in line to defeat Roman Reigns since Cody Rhodes was not able to do so?
Nobody. Roman's going to hold it forever.
Forever.
The fact is, like, the Bloodline feud has been legitimately, like, the best thing they've done in a very long time. From what I gather, it's legitimately drawn and increased the box office so exponentially that, like, Heat is making people want something. Heat's not like beating a guy up. It's like it's the want and the need for something to happen. And the feud was kind of, like you said, it was short. Like, it didn't really have a ton of build, and even at the time, it didn't seem like it seemed artificial, Cody's rise. But you watch that match, you watch the crowd, how much the Bloodline has been so on fire, their box office, people immediately become stars working with them, so they're making new stars within this process. You can't change it, but now the want for Cody to win is actually legitimate. So it's probably the best business decision they could have made. Like that match was excellent. Because it was very simple, but it was very not simple like easy, but like basic storytelling. Like, Da Vinci simplicity like creates masterpieces, and I thought they did a hell of a job. It was a hell of a match. And now people want something to happen. They want so much they're going to boycott it. That's how fired up. The fact he's been undefeated for so long too, like how could he even ever lose? Because now every match he has, people want to be there to see that loss. And that's why it was so, like, I don't know, magical with the crowd in LA. I was very impressed with it.
I agreed. Vince, who's your take on who to? We've talked about this, many times. Your take is there's no one in the company. It would have to be someone from outside.
Yeah, he's not there. I mean, bro, they can go. Like, listen, man, they can go to a Roman Reigns, Jey Uso well. But like, how many times have we done? Like, Jey has gone back and forth with Roman, and let's face it, bro. At the end of the day, it's gonna be the Sami Zayn story all over again. Jey Uso is not going to beat Roman Reigns. It's gonna be the same thing all over again. So if it's not him, you said Randy Orton's not close. I don't think even if it was healthy, it would be Randy Orton anyway, because we've been there and we've done that. I don't think the person is there. I don't think the person is working for the company.
I'll say the same too. I don't think there's anybody underneath him to become a heel when this ends either. They haven't built anybody else to be like the top tier antagonist.
I mean, that's the whole thing, Chris. That's why I think there's such pushback, because I really believe, it was like, bro, they gotta put the title on Cody just because there's nobody else. Everything you say with the 2 months and it's forced, it's like, no, they shouldn't. But the fact that there's nobody else, that was really the only reason to do it.
I'm leaning with what EC3 is saying when it comes to there's no one underneath Roman that's a legit heel to dance with Cody. I mean, like, even if you force a title reign on Cody and then you're trying to build a heel that's coming, from under Roman, coming, Roman's leaving, taking some time off. Who's that heel that's even close to Roman Reigns' level?
Bro, obviously,
perspective.
Obviously, Chris, you're not following the rise of A-Town down. Obviously.
Yeah.
A-Town down, bro. A-Town down, bro.
Theory. Oh man, there's no way.
I don't like reach out with wrestling stuff to Uncle Vince much, but I did during WrestleMania. You remember when I texted you? It was late. I was just thinking about it.
What was it? Yeah, go ahead, tell me. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
If I just had the biggest match of my life with the biggest win of my life against the biggest opponent of my life, and that was the promo I cut on WrestleMania, I'd quit. Yeah. That's what it said. I'm like,
yeah.
Bro, you talk about, here's a question for you, Dr. Chris. Honestly, you talk about Cody and the 2 months and this and that. Bro, who is being more forced, Cody Rhodes or Austin Theory?
I would say Cody, because Austin Theory is start-stop. Cody has not start-stopped at all. Like, it's been completely freight train. You're gonna get everything involved of Cody and his suits and everything in between, right? Austin Theory was, he got a push and he lost a few times and he got basically emasculated by, John Cena. And so there's not a freight train type of feel with him like it is with Cody. So I think Cody is
freight train now because they're bringing back the Vince vignettes with Austin.
They're gonna be horrendous.
I just think they need a legitimate top level heel who has the look, can talk, and work in that spot. I just don't know who will be available.
I don't. Here's the thing, man. With Austin Theory, I keep asking this question and I'm not getting an answer. Who is Austin Theory? Like, what's his gimmick? What's his character? He's a muscular dude. He's a young muscular dude. I can look in any city, in any gym, for a young muscular dude and bring him into the WWE.
He enjoys sitting in Atlanta traffic. That's the whole gimmick.
A-Town. Yeah, okay.
A-Town. He's into the sitting in traffic for 3 hours.
Okay, so I go to any gym in Atlanta and find any, buff-looking dude in an Atlanta gym, bring him in, and he can replace the brand and the spark and the buy-in for certain characters is that they're irreplaceable. Like Austin can't be replaced. Taker can't be replaced. Like Kane can't be replaced. They're irreplaceable. And Austin Theory is very replaceable. There's nothing about him that is unique and different than any other guy at the gym right now in Atlanta. So like, that's why I disconnect with Austin Theory. And here's the honest truth, Vince. The same with Cody Rhodes. Outside of his dad being a Sumner plumber and, being Dusty Rhodes, one of the biggest legends, Dusty had relatability. Cody not only has no relatability with the everyman character, but I can find anybody who's dressed in suits with a clean-cut look in Atlanta right now.
What about with a tattoo on their neck?
With a tattoo on your neck, maybe some still.
Cardona got a tattoo on his neck.
Who does?
Cardona.
Well, there you go. Yeah, he's got a neck tattoo. But okay, so with what I just said, look, agree, disagree. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? EC3 from what I said. They're replaceable. My gripe is they're replaceable as opposed to many characters that we've seen over the past 40 years. One of their biggest strong suits is that they're not replaceable. What do you think about that concept?
I think the only person not replaceable on that roster is Roman Reigns and Brock as an attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the only two that I see. And I'm not like totally in tune with the product, but I did watch majority of WrestleMania, and that's still what I gathered. Like, just based on, besides the women, I thought they had an excellent match too. But
which women?
Did you think
Charlotte and Rhea was the only good women's match.
Great finish. But like the reactions, people getting reactions for cool things, but then the guttural emotional reaction, you can just tell sounds differently from fans.
Yep.
I got that from Rollins too. That match, I thought they had the best finish of a WrestleMania ever when Logan Paul dropped that elbow on the guy dressed as a pop can or whatever.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
And Rollins threw him in and hit him, but it wasn't the finish. And I was like, I'm like, that is so awesome, and don't kick out, damn it, no, because then the other stuff was cool, but like, man, I blew it, and then there's nothing, I ain't got nothing left in the tank. So I guess Rollins to an extent, because he had a very, I don't know, the reaction of the people, he had their heart. I could tell he has that emotion too.
Yeah. Vince, what do you think about that as far as the replaceability, the replaceable argument?
I agree with you. I agree with you, EC3. I mean, Brock's an attraction. Roman Reigns is a star. I don't, bro. Again, Chris, I'll throw this at you. Okay, what's Seth Rollins' gimmick?
I was thinking.
What is that? Like, what is that, bro?
I was thinking the same thing.
As I'm going through this show, you know what's going through my mind? I don't know why he's going through my mind. And, bro, he was a mid-carder at best. Bro, freaking Buff Bagwell. Buff Bagwell, buff with the stuff and the hat and the this, and I'm throwing my mom in and all that. He was more over than any of these guys, bro. I mean, seriously. Rollins goes out there. He saw the Joker and he loved the music, so he loved the. I'm going to use that laugh. And then I'm going to conduct the fans, and that's my gimmick? Oh, okay.
The way I feel that reaction, so I could agree and sort of disagree, is that because of his tenure and how long he's worked and how hard he's worked, and the fact he can pull 5 stars out of, an Instagram influencer, I think the fans really respect that. But I do agree the character, it's a hodgepodge of nothing.
And it's replaceable. I mean, I don't see. It's hard for me to see this product in most of professional wrestling right now, actually. I cannot. Why can't I pull you out, let you go, and then pluck someone in that's basically your character? I mean, like, because you have no character. And so that's my big issue when it comes to a lot of these pro wrestling things. I don't see much of a strong character when it comes to Austin Theory. I really don't see a character at all. He's replaceable. And unless Cody Rhodes comes and makes this suit wearing, son of Dusty thing one of the biggest heels in the business, I don't see how that can be used advantageously as a babyface without feeling that you can be plucked out and someone else can get that role.
The way it becomes advantageous as a babyface is because of the loss at WrestleMania and of the assault from Brock Lesnar, where it probably just needs a revamping and like a different kind of spin on who he is as an underdog, fight through anything Rocky style babyface. But
we got to kill the suits then. You got to kill the suits. You have to kill the suits.
It has to have some grit to it.
100%. I don't mind the Rocky style. I mean, that's basically fail-safe when it comes to that type of arc, that story arc. And I said Vince, in our Legion of Raw show, I actually like the fact that Brock pulled that heel turn and actually generates a bunch of heat to make him come from behind. I don't mind that. But you have to kill the suits, though, because I have to have some relatability to you if you're coming from behind? How in the world are you playing a Rocky style come from behind character, still dressed in suits every week? That to me, that makes no sense if they're trying to make that story arc.
I don't know. Vince, you're creative. How would you do it?
I was more surprised. Did you hear CM Punk's comment about Rocky?
He never watched.
I think we talked about that. How do you not see?
Especially CM Punk. Like, you would think a guy like that. Yeah, that still boggles my mind. Yeah, bro. Listen, bro. I swear to God, man. It's I've said it from day one, Chris, and you know I've said it from day one. Cody Rhodes is a heel. Cody Rhodes is a heel. And bro, if you're gonna do anything with him, bro, could you imagine, bro, if you did the Daniel Bryan, Bray Wyatt thing? Could you imagine if they told the story and set it up in such a way where Cody joins the Bloodline? But he's gonna destroy them from the I mean, it's a master plan. But I'm like you, Chris. I mean, the last thing in the world that represents a babyface to me is a freaking suit. I mean, look at the people in that audience. Dude, have they ever worn a suit?
Yeah. How are you an everywhere character and you're over there cutting promos with people with like Mark shirts on? You know what I mean? You've got a fan over there with, you know, Seth Rollins shirt on. You got a Bloodline fan with the shirt over there. You've got fans with wrestling shirts. You know what I mean? And you're over here wearing suits. And I've been to hundreds of wrestling events, and I cannot recall one person, and I've been going to wrestling events for over 20 years. I've not seen one person dressed in a suit like Cody Rhodes. And I'm sure that if you're doing that, you're coming from some business endeavor or something, and you're one of the execs or something like that.
Bro,
there's no people wearing suits.
Bro, when EC3, because I'm watching at home like a fan, when he first arrived at the scene of TNA, bro, how did you go out there dressed?
Dressed to the
You're
nines.
Dressed to the freaking nines, and we hated you, bro. Like, come on! I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand the concept.
Eye bars, cufflinks, like
yes, of course, man.
Because I am basically I have a gimmick where I live in rarefied air. Like I look like I live in rarefied air right now, and all of you know, peons and peasants down there can't even sniff my air. Basically,
and what are those?
That's how you look.
And what are those peon and peasants saying, Chris? They're saying, look at this a-hole.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying, man.
Yeah. He looks like he thinks he's better than us. He's nothing. He ain't nobody. You know what I mean? Like you're doing things like that. But I mean, with Cody Rhodes, somehow they're like, okay, this is going to work with. You know, I keep saying, I think it's a honeymoon stage. I mean, we saw with LA, we saw the past couple weeks that he was starting to get much more booze than he used to. People were happy to see him back. It was a honeymoon stage.